Dear students, I'll be continuing my discussions on Maxwell's equations. Today I'll take up discussions on Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law gives us the idea of a magnetic field, its magnitude, its direction at a point due to the current through a differential element. So if you imagine a current carrying conductor, say some xy, let I be the current through this conductor, and consider a arbitrary point P where the field has to be found out due to a differential element, the current through the differential element dl. Let draw a line between the differential element and the point under consideration. Let this distance be r, and r cap is a unit vector along OP, and draw one tangent to that point to the differential element at point P. Let it be mn. So let theta be the angle between the tangent drawn and the line joining the differential element and the point P. Now Biot-Savart's law states that the field at a point, at any arbitrary point P, is directly proportional to the dl, the differential element, the current, then the sine of the angle between the tangent and the line drawn OP, sine theta, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the differential element and the point under consideration. So this can be written as dH. The field intensity can be written as its proportionality constant K dl I sine theta by r square, where K is 1 over 4 pi. So I can write this is 1 over 4 pi r square I dl sine theta. I can here the direction of the magnetic field intensity is perpendicular to the plane carrying the line OP and the tangent. It is something like perpendicular, and this equation can be written like this: I into dl vector cross product of a unit vector. So this is dh vector. So this is known as Biot-Savart's law. Next we will discuss Faraday's law. We know that in a circuit, whenever there is a change of flux is linked in the circuit, a change of flux leads to EMF. It induces an EMF in the circuit whenever there is a change in the flux, and this EMF causes a current. Current once again causes a magnetic field. That magnetic field opposes the flux, change in the flux in the circuit. Or Faraday's law can be stated as the magnitude of the induced EMF in the circuit is equal to the rate of change of flux linked in the circuit in the direction which is in the opposite direction. In the sense, the EMF is opposing the change of flux. So it can be written as, the Faraday's law can be written as E, the induced EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt, where we call phi is the flux. Suppose this loop has n number of loops there. The number of loops or then it becomes E is equal to minus n d phi by dt. So this is the Faraday's law. Let us see the Faraday's law in the integral form as well as in the point form. So you consider, so let's write Faraday's law, integral form and the point form of the Faraday's law. Okay, this is something like a derivation. Consider a circuit, a loop, where a change of flux is linked with this. Consider a small surface ds, and here the n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to the surface, and let's imagine that there is a change of flux is linked with this circuit. So as a result, you can write the EMF is induced in this circuit, and EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt. Here I can tell you the relation between the magnetic flux and the magnetic field. You can write dB is equal to always it is dq, I should say d phi by ds, or you can write d phi is equal to dB by dB into ds, or we can write this as phi is equal to the integral of dB ds. So whenever there is phi, I can substitute to this integral, surface integral. So in this equation you can write, so d by dt of the integral, surface integral of dB ds, surface integral. I can rearrange this. I can write this as the integral I can take out, surface integral minus of course d by dt of here ds. So this is just to for your understanding, just to relate between how the magnetic field and phi, they are related. So this is the equation which you can understand. Now I can write here the induced EMF is equal to, once again, this is the line integral of electric field so this gives the electric induced EMF E is equal to this much, line integral of E into dl, where dl is a length element. It's a length element along this circuit or the loop. Now these two equations we can equate. So that is we can equate like E dot is equal to, I can take this minus surface integral dB by dt into ds. Okay. Yeah, you can write in the integral form, in the vector form. So this is over the surface S. Here I will use the Stokes theorem. You recall the Stokes theorem, it tells us that the line integral is equal to the surface integral of curl of E over the surface ds. So I can write this as this itself is known as the integral form of Faraday's law, and with the help of Stokes theorem we will go further. This is the integral form. This is with the help of Stokes theorem, this equation number I can write some 3. So let us substitute here for this, from this equation I can write this as, I can replace this one by this curl of E or ds is equal to, same thing, it is the surface integral of dB by dt, it's minus ds. Okay, so I can take this term to this side. Since both are surface integrals, I can write it as surface integral. I can write surface integral plus dB by dt ds is equal to 0. That implies curl of E is equal to plus dB by dt is equal to 0, or is equal to minus dB by dt, and this is known as the Faraday's law in the point form. So with this I will conclude here. Thank you.